Considering that every fighter who wins using his hands claims he is the best boxer in the UFC, we decided to take advantage of the situation and make a top 5 section of the best boxers in the UFC. We will not dwell long on the introduction, so let's get straight to work, and you guys can sit back and enjoy the video. We'll start with the UFC record holder for total and signature strikes landed. It's Max Holloway.
12 post fight show. Oh! Max Holloway knocks down Jose Aldo. Best boxer in UFC, baby. Right hand. Max Holloway there.
Whose nickname fully justifies him.
You know, it is what it is.
Max is truly blessed with superb hands, and fight of the night is engraved on his fists. He's a volume master, keeping his opponents busy from start to finish. Max mostly acts like he's in a video game, which is ironic considering that's how he learned to punch.
So what did you do for striking?
You really want to know what I did?
Yeah.
You know, the UFC game, I would use Renan Barão and Jose Aldo, and I would do stuff with them. I'd be like, oh yeah, this works in the game. So my friend at the time, Dustin Poirer, he would kind of hold mitts for me, and I'd be like, look, I tried this in the game and it was working, let's try it.
The man showed that the UFC game is the best base for good boxing and MMA. Although he's not difficult to hit, his durable head allows him to engage in hellish exchanges without getting knocked out. Max retaliates triple for every received shot, and as a thoroughbred hitter, Holloway loves trading blows in the pocket, where he usually comes out victorious. Max is precise in attacks, and even when you put him on the back foot, be sure that he won't stop punching. He is no stranger to knockouts, although he prefers beating people up to the decision. We're talking about a man who didn't have a striking coach for the first 7 UFC fights and still took prime Conor McGregor to the decision. Because of his fighting style and the names he fought with and mostly won, it was impossible to make a list without him. Max will always prevail when you put him up against any fighter with good striking. Whenever he appears in the cage, he earns 1,000 new fans and reminds us how to box. If we ignore all previous opponents and look at the fight against Justin Gaethje, we can conclude 2 things. 1, we never get bored watching this knockout. And 2, there's no doubt that Holloway is one of the best boxers in the UFC. On October 27th, he will once again have the task of proving his boxing expertise against Ilia Topuria, our second best fighter on the list. People hate him as much as they love Holloway, but his boxing skill adapted to MMA cannot be denied. El Matador earned his spot for several reasons. He knocked out Alexander Volkanovski with express hand techniques, who has never been shut down in featherweight. He took power puncher Josh Emmett to a decision and outboxed him there. And if you look at his first fights in the UFC, you'll see what kind of knockouts his hands achieved.
This guy came here to the gym, he did half of his camp against Josh Emmett here, and he knocked out 3 of my teammates. Out, not down, out. With the big gloves, with the big glove. I'm gonna say that one more time, with the big gloves.
Jesus Christ.
Out.
Unlike Max's volume, Topuria's superpowers are powerful combinations. Ilia is just unloading when he has a chance, targeting both the head and the body, and the sounds of his punches echo through the arena. The confidence he has in his fists is evident with every punch he sends. El Matador keeps his hands tight and his chin hidden, ready to explode anytime.
Yeah.
Ilia Topuria, whatever, he's tight,
dangerous.
He's tight. That shit is tight.
Everything is so sharp. His technique is flawless. Everything is flawless. His boxing is so dangerous. He's so dangerous everywhere. He's dangerous with submissions. He's dangerous. His heart is dangerous. It's just tactically, he's so smart. You know, so it's not just his ability, his skill. It's knowing when to apply it and how to adjust to different kinds of fighters.
He'll either knock you out or punch you so hard you'll want him to submit you, which he'll surely do. The only thing worse than a dangerous puncher is a puncher who is a top BJJ black belt. Topuria uses excellent head movement, moving away from the center line, and every shot that the opponent misses can be his last. That's exactly how Ilia prepares his deadly combinations. Once he gets you on the fence and gets close, it's a good night. Next in line is Petr Yan, who, like Ilia, is a complete fighter, but his boxing skills are ridiculously lethal. No Mercy has been a boxer since childhood who achieved the rank of Master of Sport in Russia after 8 years of boxing training. He competed in the sport in his amateur days and later successfully adapted his style to MMA. Yan's striking accuracy is more than 50%, and his fighting stance resembles that of a boxer, especially when we watch him defend himself and hide behind his hands, keeping his guard tight. Petr is a pressure fighter who goes forward. His excellent footwork and angles, and certainly his superpower is high fighting IQ.
Peter's one of my favorite guys. Love this guy.
Killer.
A computer.
Yeah.
A cold-blooded computer.
He has dangerous counterattacks that he implements well because of his ability to read his opponents. Considering the division in which he competes, the former bantamweight champion has quite brutal shots, which he previously set up with a couple of soft ones. He often uses guard changes when serving punches, which in boxing is called shifting, a tactic used by pressure fighters. To say that his fights are interesting would be an understatement, and we are all happy to go back to rewatching his fight against Corey Sandhagen. Even his sparring footage is a work of art.
Bro, like people talk about best boxing in MMA, dude, Peter's, I think he's up there. He might be the guy.
Who's the best boxer in the UFC?
I think Petr Yan. Just the way he moves, the way he doesn't waste a lot of movements. His positioning is always crisp. His footwork, he's never out of position. He's doesn't load up, but he throws clean power shots. You know, good accuracy, works the body well, goes up, goes down. It's just a lot of things that he does really, really well.
Of the 4 losses, 2 are against 2 grapplers who managed to neutralize his striking. 1 loss is a DQ after absolute dominance, and a controversial loss against Sean O'Malley after both brought elite striking. Just when you thought his striking couldn't be more dangerous, Petr joins the Tiger Muay Thai gym to take his striking expertise to an even higher level. Putting Max Holloway on the list and excluding Dustin Poirer would be a crime, especially after the striking storm that DP put Holloway through in the 2019 title fight. Given the situation of both men, maybe it's time for a third fight, right? But back to Dustin's brutal boxing and shotgun-like fists. Dustin loves overwhelming people with his punches whenever he sees the right opportunity, something his killer instinct enables him to do. Having your back against the cage fence when you fight Poirier is a big red flag. This is evident from the second fight after McGregor, when Dustin used the position to pressure Conor and then knock him out.
Oh my God! Dustin Poirier! Knockdown from Poirier! Dustin Poirier!
Poirier is solid on his feet when he starts to throw and loves being in the pocket. Just like Max, TP doesn't mind being hit because he knows he will retaliate properly. Being rocked doesn't mean anything to him. He's dangerous even when he's the one with his back against the fence.
He's tough as hell. There's no doing what he did. Starts off a little slow. He didn't have an opportunity to start off slow, but he allowed St. Denis to put some pressure on him. He took some big shots, Dustin did, and he weathered the storm. Then he waited a little bit and he said, look, okay, now I'm going to start trying to pick and choose my shots as you open up. You know, Robbie Lawler was very similar in that style.
Always.
He would let you come at him real hard and he would just roll with it. And then he would look to counter with a big left hook, or right hook, and man, he had some balls.
The man can withstand the greatest sieges, and when it's his turn to serve shots, opponents are in big trouble. Dustin's superpower is that dog in him, and his ability to box equally well and accurately in the later rounds is at an enviable level. It is important to note that after the first defeat against McGregor, Dustin evolved into a top fighter who, since the fight, does well with southpaw fighters. When you pair him with another striker, he usually comes out victorious, and his weak point is mostly submissions. His record and the names he shared the cage with say all you need to know. Dustin Poirier is a true headhunter. If you want to see fights where his boxing stands out, then you can watch, any of his fights. In addition, he's the first and only man who knocked Khabib Nurmagomedov in a fight and pushed Islam Makhachev to the limits.
He came through and just super impressive.
Think about his
striking.
wins.
Yeah, man.
Anthony Pettis, world champion. Gaethje, world champion. Eddie Alvarez, world champion.
Uppercuts, jabs, hooks, shoulder rolls. Dustin has everything. Some will think that the mechanics of his front hook are strange, but hey, it works for him. After all, the era of MMA has come where unorthodox styles are proving effective. This brings us to the fifth and final fighter on the list, Sean Strickland, a man who hates wrestling as much as he loves fist fighting.
Man, wrestling sucks. It's the worst day of the week. You can't hit anybody. If I can't physically hurt another human being or make someone bleed, I just don't want to do it. I hate Wednesdays. Wrestling, it's a coward sport, man. You just got to stand on your feet, put your hands up, and go out like a man.
Even though Sean is a well-rounded fighter, he keeps his game plan simple. He comes from a boxing and kickboxing background, and with crisp hand techniques, he tries to impose volume and pressure on his opponents, while maintaining distance and control. His style is awkward but effective, and Strickland is truly the only one who could fight the way he does. Not even Israel Adesanya had an answer on how he could solve this enigma of a man inside the octagon. This led to Sean being the first to beat him at his own game. He even outpunched Dricus du Plessis before losing by a controversial decision. But even DDP admitted Sean's defense is amazing. By using his long guard, he blocks parries and moves his head, making it the most complete area in his boxing game.
He's pinpoint accurate with his strikes, or at least he tries to be. He's more of a move, hit. And when he fought Strickland, he missed all those shots. Strickland is really, really good defensively. And that was, when I fought Strickland, I immediately realized that's what happened. I threw volume so I could catch him and I could beat him. But Israel doesn't throw the volume, so every time he threw, he missed the shot. He missed the shots. He had 2, 3 maximum, and he would miss. So originally I thought that Israel had an off night, and then after fighting Strickland and going to watch that fight again, I actually think it was just Strickland that did what he does extremely well, and that style didn't suit Israel at all.
Strickland is a master at neutralizing the opponent's jab, while at the same time being dominant with his own. A jab is one of the best weapons a fighter can have, and Sean is a person who cannot be out-jabbed. The man is ready to be in a Philly shell for 5 rounds, spamming 1-2 combos and walking his opponents down. He can be patient and aggressive depending on the situation.
That dude spars, Francis. He spars heavyweights. He just loves to fight. He spars fight week.
UFC research has shown that Sean spars much more than other fighters, although we all already know that. But what is interesting is that he gets hit less than others. With Sean Strickland, 2 things are certain. He loves to fight, and the only thing louder than his fists is his mouth. That would be it. Thanks for sticking around, people. Make sure you jab that subscribe button and tell us in the comments who you think is the best boxer in the UFC. Peace out.